She hurled scalding tea at my 5-year-old niece, giggling like a maniac. So I smashed a glass bottle, jammed the sharp edge against her neck, and forced her to her knees on the cracked sidewalk, weeping, pleading, and utterly humiliated before the crowd she'd long terrorized. Curious what unfolds when a bully targets the wrong, innocent soul? Buckle up, because this is the afternoon the neighborhood dictator finally faced the music. It was meant to be a lazy Sunday evening. Nothing fancy, just a quiet treat at the community park pavilion for my 5-year-old niece, Lily, after she nailed her kindergarten art project. She beamed with pride, and so did I. We settled on a picnic table beneath a sprawling oak, its leaves whispering in the golden dusk light. The air carried hints of barbecued ribs and freshly mowed lawns. Everything seemed perfect. Lily dangled her short legs, clutching her juice box with tiny hands apple flavor. No straw, just as she preferred. Her face lit up with delight as she took that first careful sip, treating it like nectar from the gods. For a brief spell, we basked in that precious quiet, the sort you cherish without words. Then came the chill, subtle darkness creeping in. I glanced up, and there she stood, Susan, in her crisp sundress, dyed auburn locks, gaze piercing like daggers through oversized shades. She didn't stroll. She advanced like a storm brewing, slicing through the park's murmurs with an icy presence that could sour the sweetest day. The instant she zeroed in on Lily, her expression twisted. She didn't see a kid full of wonder. She saw an infraction, a little girl at one of her reserved spots. My gut nodded. I braced for whatever venom she'd spew. Deep inside, I sensed our serenity was shattered before it truly began, and I hadn't even touched my soda yet. She halted inches from our table, plastering on a rigid grin that masked pure rot beneath. Lily peeked up, instinctively scooting closer to me, her grip tightening on the juice. Her eyes flicked between us, bewildered. Susan dramatically removed her shades, revealing steely gray eyes, cold and scheming. She ignored me entirely, fixating on the child beside me. "This pavilion is for approved association members only," she snapped, each word laced with false authority. I arched an eyebrow, swallowing my rising fury. "We're in a public park, Susan. Not your backyard." She paused, then refocused on Lily. "Kids aren't allowed at adult-designated areas," she sneered. "They bring chaos, spills, and degrade the ambience." My teeth ground together. "She's not chaos family." Susan edged nearer, her pumps clacking like warnings. "Your family is invading a licensed community zone. And that drink? Not vetted by our system. I've cautioned the park committee before. If they won't enforce, I will." I rose abruptly, the bench scraping loudly. Heads turned. "Lay a finger on that box, and you'll regret it." Susan halted, then erupted in that grating, superior cackle echoing off the trees. She flung her shades onto the table, as if claiming territory. "Threatening me, are you?" "No," I advanced, promising. "One more move toward my niece, and you'll grasp the distinction." She scoffed. "You types always turn savage when cornered. That's why places need rules, order, control." I inhaled deeply. Lily was watching. I couldn't erupt. "Not yet. You're no controller, Susan. You're a leech in lace." A spark of rage flashed in her eyes, wounded ego, perhaps. But she smirked wider, plotting her endgame. Leaning toward Lily with feigned sweetness that dripped poison, she cooed, "Darling, wouldn't you prefer playing elsewhere?" Lily shrank back. I surged forward. "Step away," I thundered, positioning myself as a shield. Susan straightened, feigning offense, but her eyes dared me. I realized then, this wasn't a spat. It was her setup, baiting a reaction. And what followed? It obliterated every boundary. Stay tuned, this escalates fast. Susan didn't flinch. From her massive tote-reeking of overzealous board meeting, she yanked a thermos of steaming herbal tea. Her grin wasn't warm. It was predatory, like a shark sensing blood. "If you won't relocate your niece," she purred, "I'll clear space for proper visitors." I lunged. "Don't you dare." Too late. She flung the hot liquid straight at Lily's shoulder. The shriek that ripped from that tiny girl will echo in my nightmares forever, not mere hurt, but raw terror and confusion. Lily dropped her juice, curling up as steam billowed from her sleeve. Blisters formed instantly, her skin raw and furious. And Susan? She chuckled. Actually chuckled. I shattered. No second thoughts. I charged, shoving her bag aside, scattering her junk. She reeled, shocked. But rage fueled me. "You monster!" I bellowed. "You attacked a kid." She steadied, smirking. Misinterpretation. She spilled it. "You folks always cry foul." Fury boiled over. I booted a stool aside and closed in. The park hushed. Folks stared, phones emerging, but no intervention. "One more lie," I snarled, fist-balled. She grinned defiantly. "What? Assault me before witnesses?" My vision tunneled. I spun to Lily, her whimpers piercing, yet she tried to tough it out, not sobbing openly. That sealed it. Restraint vanished. "You didn't cross a line," I whispered lethally, facing Susan. "You etched it in agony. Now taste your own." Fear finally cracked her facade. But mercy? Gone. The hush was suffocating. Susan stood smug, as if victorious, while my niece huddled, clutching her scorched arm. "That'll teach you to drag riffraff into refined spots," she muttered, dusting her dress like Lily's cries were dust. I acted swift. Snatching my untouched glass bottle from the table, I gripped it fiercely and bashed it against the pavilion rail. Shatter. Jagged fragments flew. I scooped a lethal shard, edges glinting. Susan blinked, alarmed. "Were you?" I seized her arm, twisted it back, slamming her against the fence, and pressed the glass to her throat's soft spot. Gasps rippled. A plate clattered. Susan went rigid. "Feel that sting?" I hissed, nicking her skin lightly. Blood beaded. "You crave dominance? You chose the wrong family to provoke." "You're deranged," she breathed. "No," I replied icily. "I'm reciprocal." She whimpered raw terror, feeble, satisfying, but insufficient. I released her arm, stepped aside for her to face me, then drove the shard into a nearby post. It vibrated. "Your only warning," I said. "Next strike's true." Blood trailed down her neck, soiling her immaculate dress. She touched it, gaping. The Association Queen was mute at last. The onlookers' stares shifted from shock to solidarity. They'd witnessed a despot unmasked. No calls for aid. Not now. Susan retreated, fingers bloody. "You assaulted me," she gasped, stumbling into the open. "No," I advanced. "You harmed a child." "I'm balancing fate." She collided with a bench, toppling it, then whirled to the crowd. "Call 911. This psycho tried to murder me." Silence. They'd seen her hurl the tea, her glee amid screams. Her hold shattered. I retrieved the shard, extracting it deliberately. She froze. "Begging now? Where was compassion when you seared her?" "Hands up," she pleaded. "Stay back. I'll ruin you job. Home, everything." "Kneel," I commanded. Stunned, she stammered. I grabbed her collar, shoving her down. Knee smacked concrete. She yelped music to my ears. "Queen of the Hill." I leaned in. "Here's your crown." Pressing the glass to her face, not cutting, teasing. "Say her name." Confused, trembling. "The girl you scarred." "Say it." "I." "Lily." Venomous whisper. "That's who you try to break." "Etch it in." She gawked, tears mixing with blood. "Please. Don't." I nodded, then traced a shallow cut along her jaw. She wailed, broken, defeated. Blood flowed. "Even now," I stated. Then I rose, turned to Lily, lifting her tenderly. "It's done." Behind, Susan knelt, staring at crimson palms like confronting reality for the first time. Wordless. The wail pierced the air. Phones buzz clicks, recordings. A young woman by the swings held her device steady. Others joined. The grill master aimed his at Susan. Someone murmured, "Captured it all." Susan flinched. "Stop filming. That's unlawful." "I'll sue you all." "Sue facts." I retorted. "Try it." I addressed the group loudly. She scalded a child, mocked her agony, laughed through tears. Her denials faltered. She was in restricted turf. Unauthorized. Public park bench, I countered. Your only restriction, humanity. Murmurs swelled. A dad with a toddler. She harassed my boy for kicking a ball last week. Flood ensued tales of fines, yells, petty tyrannies. She ticketed my fence color. Banned my kid's bike. Reported my cat for wandering. Susan recoiled, empire crumbling. Ungrateful lot. I civilized this place. No, I said. You poisoned it. A woman proffered her screen. Susan mid-throw, Lily flinching. Undeniable. She gasped, no refuge. Cameras everywhere. Truth unyielding. Sirens howled. 2 cruisers screeched up, lights flashing accusations. Susan jerked up. Officers. Arrest him knifed me. They approached measured, eyeing me with Lily, her arm makeshift wrapped. Then Susan, bloodied and frantic. One held a device. Video's viral already. What video? You dousing a kid in hot tea. Her facade crumbled. Out of context. He provoked me. I interjected. So you assaulted a 5-year-old over his own? Officer frowned. Public pavilion, ma'am. Her delusions evaporated. I'm association chair. I oversee this. Now you oversee child endangerment charges. Hands behind back. Stunned, she bolted heel snag faceplant. No pity. Cuffs clicked. Officer to me. Press charges? Gazing at her blubbering about protocols, I shook my head. She's lost her throne. Enough. They dragged her off, crowd parting like a verdict. Phones persist to the web would devour her. They carted Susan away, quietly, a defeated parade through the suburb. Peace settled, unprecedented. Within hours, the clip exploded, millions viewed. Headlines blared. Association boss scalds toddler cuffed live. Forums raged. Watchdogs howled. Her shrill commands over a child's cries, my furious retort, her kneel in blood. The board panicked. Next day, a courier brought a sealed note. A mess. Susan Hargrove's actions don't represent us. She's terminated immediately. No remorse, just evasion. I chuckled. Theed enabled her reign of terror, lauding her strict governance. Now, scorched earth. Neighbors convened at the park later, awkward grins. Formal regrets. Perhaps aid for the girls' care? I nursed my drink. You're not contritionary exposed. They fled, shadows fleeing light. Soon, Susan's manicured ranch-style home sported a for sale sign. Windows shattered, lights vandalized. Isolation her new crown. The association rebranded new committees, empathy officers. Futile. Scars lingered. People recalled empowered. A fortnight on, same pavilion, same oak. Air fresher. Lily beside me, bandaged but sipping juice warm safe. She eyed me warily. She's gone forever, uncle. Yes, kiddo. Powerless. She pondered. She was cruel. Some wield power as shield, others as blade. Hers cut deep. Folks nodded in passing. The vendor slipped her a treat. Gratis. I quit replaying the video, not regret, but closure. Lily's flinches faded, but lessons endured. Uncle, did you really hurt her? Long pause. I halted her. True pain? Ensuring she harms no more. Work. Faint smile. She'll remember your name. Pride flickered in her, not vengeance, but worth. Justice ain't tidy. It shatters, bleeds, echoes. It teaches a girl her suffering counts, that bullies crumble when confronted. This tale? Beyond one vile overseer. It's defending the voiceless, shattering illusions of untouchability. Susan didn't just blister Lily, she aimed to diminish her. Unacceptable. Bullies thrive on apathy, cloaked in regs. Push back fiercely, they shatter. Lily's mark heals, her strength blooms. From ashes, empowerment. Now, tell me, was my response too extreme, or justified vigilante justice? Should bystanders have intervened sooner, or was the crowd's silence complicit? Have you ever gone too far to protect family? Did it haunt or liberate you? Drop your hot takes below, smash that like if you back standing tall against tyrants, and subscribe for more raw truths that spark debate. Who knows? Your story might ignite the next fire.